Hello, everybody, and welcome back to SportsPoint. My name is Frankie Breit. Happy spring break to all of you. I hope you had a great week this past week. Welcome back to school. I'm tired. I was not expecting to be hit with this kind of lull, but we're happy to be here back on SportsPoint. We definitely relaxed for a week, but the sports world did not. Joined by Brody, Kupsky, Liam Statz, as always, in the desk next to me, and everybody wave hello to Keaton Waala in the booth. Hi, Keaton Waala. Keaton Cam is live and well. We'll take it back over here. Let's hop right in, gentlemen. There's so much to talk about, so much, I don't know if I can call it drama, but change going on with a lot of these sports leagues right now as new ones are starting up and the footballs in the offseason and rules are changing, so we'll talk about it. But how are you guys? How was your spring break?
I worked for 2 days and then took care of my dog.
Nice.
That was fun.
Good for you. Got some nice relaxation time with the dog. Liam?
I did some cool things, but overall, I just really tired.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I get that too because you're so used to a week of just kind of laying around and you come back and it's, I have to do want now.
Gotta do like 20 different things.
Gotta do right.
When I get back.
Right. So it kind of all hits you and it's like, so much at once. But
Who would want to do responsibility?
No, we're going to have fun over here though. Enjoy the show. Talk some sports. Let's start with our first segment of the day, Crowning Champions. We're going to highlight something from the sports world. Guys, I'm going to have to highlight Jordan Love. He had probably one of the most exciting quotes of the offseason so far. He said on the Pivot podcast, the organization, meaning the Packers, thinks that now's the time that they can win a Super Bowl. He also went on to say that they have great confidence from top to bottom. They're all working harder than ever. And to me, it was just like super inspiring. And I'm like, heck yeah, man. I'm right there with you. I want to see this team win a Super Bowl. I've been waiting for years. What is it now, 11 years? Longer than that, 13 years?
Yeah, 13 years.
That I've been waiting for this team to win a Super Bowl?
Actually, 14 years. It was
Oh, my
2010.
gosh. I can't count. It just keeps getting longer. But no, and it was just kind of a great little tidbit of media to come out during this kind of lull of the football season, or off season rather, between the first wave of free agency into the draft. So we're obviously seeing some Brian Gutekunst interviews coming out recently too, Mark Murphy and that kind of thing. But getting that from Jordan Love was great. So I am all aboard the Jordan Love train right now.
Look at J Love, man. So inspirational.
He is. And I don't want to out Aaron Rodgers. It's just nice to have a quarterback who's just talking about football right now.
What he used to be, though. That's what Aaron Rodgers used to be.
That's true as well.
Yeah.
That is also true. So maybe it's just something with age. You get older,
Well,
you get more
he also did a lot
edgy.
of weird things, man.
ayahuasca.
Yeah.
Fried his brain.
Not a drug. According to Aaron Rodgers, it's not a drug. It's a what do you call it? It's a psychedelic,
Like a medical psychedelic or hallucinogenic.
hallucinogenic. Yeah, that's a big word for Elmo. Shout out Elmo. Remember when Elmo came on Twitter? It's like, how's everybody doing?
Yeah.
Everybody trauma dumped.
Gotta be honest,
that's
Elmo.
crazy.
Not
Sorry,
good.
we're off topic. Liam, who would you like to highlight on Crowning Champions?
UW River Falls women's hockey team for finishing the season undefeated and winning the national championship. It is the first title won by their program and the first title won by a women's hockey program in the history of the WIAC.
That's crazy.
It's insane.
And it's also insane that for their first championship to do it in that style.
Yeah, at their own arena too.
That
in
doesn't
River
get better
Falls.
than that.
Undefeated, 31-0 at home. Yeah, man, it was very special.
Pointers had a chance. Meaning they had a game.
We're gonna talk about that. We'll talk about that later. We'll talk about that later.
No, congratulations to River Falls. Would love to see our women's team taking that title, but it's always next year.
Always next year.
I have faith. I have hope. Looking forward to it. Thank you, Liam, for your champion. Brody, what's on your end?
Oakland's men's basketball. They beat number 3 Kentucky as a 14 seed in the first round of the NCAA tournament, and they really put up a fight against a really hot number 11 NC State. Shout out Jack Golke from Pewaukee, Wisconsin, for a massive performance against Kentucky. Shot the lights out from 3. Almost had a tournament record for 3-pointers made. Just a really fantastic showing out of all of them, and shout out to the Horizon League for putting up a show. Really, the Horizon League consists of like UWGB, UW Milwaukee, a couple like Midwest schools kind of. So Oakland's somewhere in Michigan there. So shout out Oakland men's basketball.
Yeah, I used to go to UW Green Bay, and for years the men's basketball team struggled.
It was not great.
Struggled.
Not great.
And they brought back Sundance Wicks. And I remember the hype last year was insane. And as soon as I transferred, they're popping off. I think second in the Horizon League that season. They were so good.
Their women's
We're happy that
Women's team has been great forever.
Women's team made the NCAA tournament. They played Tennessee. I believe they lost, but
Still made it.
still
Yeah,
made it.
they're insane. They're insane. I'm happy for that men's program as well. How are your brackets looking, guys?
They're dead in the water.
It was good the first day. I went 15 for 16.
Wow, good for you.
Oakland's the one team that, I had Kentucky, which, to be fair, I mean, you're going to pick the higher seed more than likely.
Wait, so then you had JMU beating?
No, that was the second day.
Oh, that's the second day, yeah.
First day, yeah. First day I was almost perfect, which I was kind of happy about that. Second day, it was downhill from there. But otherwise, I mean, it's going not too bad so far.
See, yeah, I take it like not so seriously, like not for perfect. I just go, well, I like this team. I'd love to see them win the whole thing.
Yeah.
Wow, look at them go. It's easy. It's not so easy. James Madison.
You should pick whoever's going to win by whose mascot can beat up the other mascot.
Is that what you do?
No, that's not what I do. But
People do that.
And it's effective.
Hey,
That's
maybe
the
next
problem.
year. Maybe next year. Yours came to an end, though, Liam.
It died the moment Kentucky lost, and I went like 5 for 16 the second day.
Oh, no.
Yeah, no. My bracket is in shambles.
Well, we're up to the Sweet 16 now, aren't we?
Yes.
That's
I've
crazy.
got like 4 of my original
It's crazy
16.
how you wait so long for a thing like March Madness to take place, and it's gone so quick. It happens so fast. But nonetheless, still very fun throughout. Thank you, gentlemen, for your champions that have been crowned this week. Let's head over to our next segment, the 3-Point Try Campus Roundup, sponsored by Point Brewery and Point Premium Soda. Flavor of the month, as usual, Concord Grape. Pass that down. This is Liam's favorite flavor.
It is.
If I recall correctly.
You are recalling correctly.
Oh, no, Keaton. I have Keaton's drink next to me here. Keaton Cam, are you doing okay? Do you want me to bring this to you? Is it thumbs up, thumbs down? I can't see him. He doesn't want it.
No, he doesn't.
All right. Well, I'll save it for you after the show. He can have it after the show. Concord Grape. Thank you, Point Brewery, for your wonderful contribution. Oh, I thought I couldn't get it. I got it though.
You're never gonna have the.
Still have one? I'm so sorry, Brody. I have it now. Here we go.
I think that it's just the token at this point, It's,
Yep.
Hey, it's fine. I like my Packers bottle opener. And
It's very
we'll
cool.
Continue to use it.
Yeah. Delicious. That is so good. Great flavor of the month. We've got 2 more flavors to try here on SportsPoint as we finish out the semester. So thank you, Point Brewery, for your product. Delicious as always. Go check it out. Walmart, Quick Trip here on campus as well. You can probably find it anywhere in Point. It's delicious. Go get some. All right, guys. Brody, do you want to start us off with a 3-Point Try Campus Roundup?
Yeah, I guess I can. So baseball and softball I'm covering here. Baseball went 6-2 over spring break to improve to 6-4 on the season. It was highlighted by an 8-4 win over number 1 in the nation, Endicott. The Pointers received the second highest votes for a national ranking at 38 votes. The highest was 39, so they're right there. I mean, they're almost ranked. They're currently 4th in the WIAC, but WIAC baseball only has 7 teams after Finlandia closed down last year, I believe. UW River Falls does not have a baseball team yet. They have a club baseball team. I should know that. I played against them. The Pointers do not play their first WIAC games till April 6th, so it'll be a little while before they start getting WIAC opponents. They have a doubleheader this weekend against Marion on Saturday in Fond du Lac. The first game is at noon. It's just 2 games this weekend. Usually they play like 4 games a weekend, but since it's Easter on Sunday, they're not going to play.
Happy Easter, folks,
Yes.
to those who celebrate.
Softball went 6-0 over spring break to improve to 14-2 on the season. It was highlighted by an 8-0 victory over the number 14th ranked team in the nation, Tufts University. They jumped to 23rd in the national rankings today after being unranked for the first part of the season. They're currently on top of the WIAC, which has the 8 teams. Every team in the WIAC has a softball team. They do not play their first WIAC games until April 13th, so about 2 or 3 weeks from now. They have a doubleheader this Friday against the College of St. Scholastica that's being played in Rhinelander at the Hodag Dome. The first game is at 4. I don't know if you've seen the Hodag Dome.
It's a dome. It's in Rhinelander.
It's actually pretty cool.
Rhinelander.
Yes.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Hour and a half north of here.
That's
wild. Actually really cool.
They have a dome. They spent like $6 million on it
Yeah,
for some reason.
It's pretty nice.
Also,
I've seen it.
I saw a stat. I'm just going to add on to there. They said it's the first time that softball was ranked since 2011. I'm not sure if that's true.
Wow.
Or not, but
Probably about
13
right.
years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been a while.
That's math. There you go. 14-2 though.
Yep.
Wow.
They
Good for
they
that
were
team.
supposed to play 8 games over spring break, but the last 2 got canceled because of rain, I think. So
It was a rainy night last night. Rained for 12 hours straight. It
live-
rained all
Oh,
day
yeah.
yesterday.
we
and
live in a weird state, man.
it was
it
snow.
was snow the
it was
day
snowing
before. Oh
and
my God! Yeah.
rain.
Welcome to Wisconsin, folks. Thank you, Brody. I'll hop on here for the 3-point try. Men's volleyball, 10-7 on the year. They most recently completed a reverse sweep against MSOE. That was like March 15th, I believe. So they had a bit of a break here before the last game of the season, which will be played against for Turbo University on Thursday, so tomorrow night. And I'm assuming the postseason is in their future.
It's not. They're currently in independence. They do not belong to a conference.
This is upsetting me.
Yes, and the record, good, not good enough for an NCAA appearance.
Still a great first year.
Yes.
Yeah,
For
I
the
mean,
men's
for the first year,
volleyball
it's
team.
pretty good.
Yeah, you came out with the winning record. And so how does that work then? Next year they could become part of a conference?
We just need to find, because WIAC does not offer a tournament
I
for men's.
see.
They don't sponsor men's volleyball.
Yeah.
at the
I
moment.
see.
So I think they're looking around trying to find, because tennis used to be a part of the New Jersey conference. Yeah, so it's like wherever they can
Interesting.
find. Like
Well, I
actual
mean, yeah, with like
conference,
a 10-7, potentially 11-7 record, I feel like you've earned a spot somewhere. So I would love to see him out there in a conference soon enough. But great season to you, gentlemen. Thank you for what you did for the campus. Love watching you. Love following the team throughout the season. Liam, let's round out the 3-point Tri-Campus Roundup.
Well, I thought a couple of weeks ago would be the last time we talked about hockey, but I was reminded I didn't mention any of the awards. We were so focused on them losing, we didn't
look at the
yeah.
positives.
We didn't look at the
We
positives.
failed you, UWSP. I'm sorry, but there is so much good to talk about. So yes, Liam, I'm sorry. I jumped in.
No, don't worry about it. It's okay.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. So the final US. Okay, I'm just not even gonna.
You
the
got
final USCHO poll has the Pointers at number 7, so that's where they'll end the year. Not bad. They remained in the top 10 for most of it. They were number 13 at one point, so although they never fell out of the rankings, though. WIAC Awards. Fletcher Anderson named a co-player of the year. He splits
Shout
that
out.
honor with Max Guchar.
Kuchar played like every game though, so it's hard to like not pick him. But when you play every game and
Should have been Victor Wenberg, Bill. That's all I'm saying.
Wenberg, yeah,
that guy
guy
had that. He finished the year with
phenomenal.
like 1,000 saves.
Goaltender at Northland, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. We'll talk about Northland later because something's happening.
Oh boy.
Coach Kruger wins Coach of the Year. It is his 3rd win all time.
Say
Congratulations.
Kruger?
Yeah, Krieger, it's whatever.
Krieger.
Kruger. Anyways, Fletcher Anderson, Alex Proctor, Mick Hennigan, and Brett Humberstone named to all WIAC team.
So
Noah
cool.
Finstrom and Dawson Serino with honorable mentions. It's the 2nd team, essentially.
Alex Proctor, friend of the show.
Yes. Other honors, Fletcher Anderson and Mick Hennigan named 2nd team All-Americans. Nicholas Romachario officially signs a professional league contract with the Peoria Rivermen of the SPHL.
That was so cool.
Yeah, 8 goals, 24 assists for the Pointers across all 4 years. Brett Humberstone, same thing. He signed with the Huntsville Havoc of the SPHL, 9 goals, 32 assists with the Pointers in 3 years because he spent his first one at Long Island University.
Yep.
So SPHL, is that like a minor league to the NHL, or is it not affiliated
so
at all?
Southern Professional Hockey League is one of the minor league teams around. I don't think that they're affiliated with anything, but they have the opportunity to kind of move up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're going to look at it, you're going to look at it as NHL, AHL, ECHL, and then all of the minor leagues, which the SPHL would be. So it's
Gotcha.
like 4 steps under the NHL, which is
Still professional hockey, bro.
Still professional hockey.
That is so cool. Congratulations
Absolutely.
to everybody on that team who won an award or not. But so cool to see some representation for UWSP in the WIAC in the terms of those awards, and then seeing some of our guys go on to professional. Congratulations. Thank you for the awesome season. We can't wait for next year. And that's going to do it for the 3-point Tri-Campus Roundup, sponsored by Point Brewery. NFL updates time, gentlemen. There has been some wild rule changes to the NFL
Bad
in the
ones.
past couple days, which a lot of people are pretty upset about, and we're not really sure what it's going to look like. So I want to talk about another thing within football, the UFL, United Football League, the XFL and the USFL combined into one league. So that is starting up this coming weekend, Easter weekend, which is only, again, featuring 8 teams. So I thought the XFL and the USFL both featured 8 teams. I thought they were going to merge together and feature 16 teams and have a fantastic year. More playoffs, more competition, but they both dropped 4 teams to keep it at 8.
I think it was because of the lack of some interest in a lot of teams. I'm pretty sure what they did is they looked at whatever teams were underperforming in terms of like ticket sales and viewership and stuff like that, and they said, okay, so you guys can either get drafted, et cetera, become free agents, people can pick you up, and then they would end those teams as franchises.
Yeah, and now they took that, like you said, best 4 in terms of, I don't know if it was best, right, like you said, performing in terms of ticket sales and overall attention nationwide. And now it's just the top 8. So you took 4 from the XFL, 4 from the USFL, and like I said, starting up this weekend. And I wanted to mention that because they have kickoff rules that are now going to be taking place in the NFL as well. So these changes are crazy. I believe it's like both kickoff teams line up on the receiving 30 or 40-yard line.
Yeah, they're like within 10 yards of each other.
Meanwhile, the kicker stays back, kicks it deep. If it doesn't reach the 40-yard line, it's a touchback to the 40, kick out of bounds, touchback to the 40 as usual. Anywhere between the goal line and the 20-yard line, you have to field it, and it has to be returned. If it gets kicked over the end zone or into the end zone, it's a touchback to the 30-yard line, I believe, which encourages teams to not kick it through the back of the end zone.
Yep.
Because then you have a chance to stop them closer to their own goal line. But if you don't, the way this is set up kind of incentivizes kick returns, and it probably makes it easier for receiving teams.
It also makes it easier to tackle because a lot of the problem, pretty sure there's just also a rule that was changed because kickoffs are very dangerous, man.
They are. They're the most dangerous aspect of the sport.
Yeah, they're 2 teams crashing into each other at full speed. I can't tell you how many injuries happen because people can't stop in time. So I think pretty sure this is incentivizing special teams tactics. So I'm pretty sure that special teams would probably be a more this is like proven ground.
And for a team like the Packers, who we follow because we're in Wisconsin, they, for one, voted against the rule change. They're one of 3 teams who voted against it. And they do value special teams very highly. They're not going to get drafted by the Packers unless you can play ball and you can play special teams. Shout out Rich Bisaccia.
Yeah, but also we had a terrible special teams unit.
We didn't. They took a step back this year, but in 2022, they were really good. So, I mean, I know we have some special team studs like Eric Wilson. Shout out, NFC divisional round. Keyshawn Nixon, all-pro kick returner 2 years running. He tweeted out he was so excited about that new rule change because he says, well, I'm just going to take more yards then. So, yeah.
Why not?
It's going to be safer for a lot of players, and I think you'll see some boosted kick return stats.
Oh, yeah, what are we talking about? They're going to be able to get more yards because they can't tackle anymore.
Yeah, that too.
I completely forgot about that.
With everybody being all around each other, you saw it in the XFL and the USFL. You saw more returns. You saw more kick returns for a touchdown. I think I'm more of a traditional guy. When
It'll
it comes
look
to NFL
weird.
rules. It'll look really weird. It'll take some getting used to, but that's the reality right now.
Old man yelling at his TV. Back in my day, there wasn't none of this.
It's official for 1 year running, so they're going to test it out this season. We'll go from there. Another rule change, they banned the hip drop tackle.
So they just banned tackling.
Exactly.
So much of a defensive play is a hip drop tackle. We were talking about it before we started the show. How are you going to differentiate which is and which isn't?
It's incredibly subjective.
Thank you, yes. And it all comes down to, I think, the Mark Andrews injury tackled by Logan Wilson, which Brody, I know, knows a lot about with Mark Andrews on his fantasy team every year.
It hurt me inside.
I bet. And that's all Twitter's been, is just these clips of, well, is this a hip drop tackle?
Well, there was that one. The Rams. I think it was from the '90s. It was old football. It was the Rams, and it was a hip drop tackle. It was one that would have been flagged.
Yeah.
And it was where he was reaching for the goal
You
line.
mean
but he was just short.
1 yard short in the Super Bowl?
Oh, the
in
Rams
1999?
Titans. Yeah, okay.
Kevin
Super
Dyson
Bowl.
is like short from Mike Jones's tackle.
Yes.
Yeah.
That would have been flagged. It would have been another down, and who
That's
knows how that would have
insane.
gone. But that proves the point that it's not.
Right. You don't want to see that kind of call decide a game such as a Super Bowl.
Exactly.
You know, I wish, I think it's a 15-yard penalty.
It is.
If it gets called. I wish it would just be a fine. And nothing in the game, and there's no fine unless you hurt somebody.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. It would have been because.
But at the
I
same
can
time,
understand-
you're not meaning to hurt them. You're just
No,
tackling
exactly.
But I can
So-
understand not tackling high because that's already a rule
Yeah.
in college. That's already something people are kind of used to. It's
Yeah.
a targeting rule. I understand not taking them out at the knees. I didn't like it as much, but you can it's a chop block or whatever. I can understand it.
Right.
I cannot understand this one because they're not allowed to tackle high, they're not allowed to tackle low, and now they can't tackle middle.
Yeah.
So what are they
where
supposed
are you
to do?
supposed to tackle?
Aaron Donald looked at that and said,
I'm retiring.
good.
Yeah, he's done.
Calling it quits.
Thank you. With that, Aaron Donald retired. Legendary Rams defensive tackle who is pretty, I think he's in his low 30s. If he wanted to.
Well, he went
He
through
coulda
Luke
con-
Kuechly,
Yeah, he could have continued to dominate the league for 5-6 more years.
Oh, yeah.
Because even in his last year, teams are still doubling him, tripling him, 4 guys on him at a time, and he's still breaking through. He's got a better pass rush win rate than these guys were being, blocked by one dude. So
Geno Smith, scared out of his shoes when he saw that coming out.
yeah. I don't want to be a quarterback. I mean, quarterbacks rejoice now. He's gone. And then just a reminder, the draft is April 25th to the 27th, so that's coming up.
About a month.
You guys, we're going to start doing some mock drafts on here.
Okay.
Who's excited?
Oh, boy.
Oh, that's excitement. You hear that?
Yay.
Kool-Aid McKinstry, first round pick by the Packers, baby. It's happening.
That's who I currently have mocked going, but you never know how the board's
Tim or
gonna fall.
Cooper DeJean. It's one of those two.
And there's so many ways the Packers can move up in the draft,
Mm-hmm.
so I really don't know, and it's kind of hard to assume. But it's fun to speculate. So, but on the topic of the Packers, guys, they signed a kicker.
Oh, my.
Yes.
They signed Greg Joseph, the former Viking, to compete with
So they have
Anders
3 kickers now?
Carlson. We have 3 kickers now. We have the dude from Georgia that they signed in the offseason. I forgot his name.
Podlesny or something.
Thank you.
Jack Podlesny.
Yes,
Yeah.
yep. And then they obviously have Anders Carlson, and now they have Greg Joseph, who within 40 yards is pretty much automatic.
Okay, so
At first, when you were writing the script, because I could see him writing the script today, I thought you were joking, and I had to look
I
it
know,
up. I'm
right?
like, oh my God, they actually might sign up.
We traded Greg Joseph with Aaron Jones. We did it, guys.
that's
we
not
got
a
a
good
kicker.
trade. That's a horrible trade if it actually happened.
I mean, and when you look at it too,
But also, you can't call kickers automatic.
what
You
if?
can't. You can't call
Hear me
kickers
out.
automatic, though.
Hear me out. The Packers keep 2 starting kickers on the roster.
That's a horrible idea.
Anders Carlson has a huge leg, and when he was outside of 55, he usually made it. But inside 40, around 40 to 50, he wasn't very
He
good.
struggled there, yeah.
So trash. If they had Greg Joseph go take the shorter kicks, and then Anders took the big ones, wouldn't that be crazy?
I think that this is, hey, Anders Carlson, if you miss your first kick, you're not playing another
No,
game.
it's definitely
Yeah.
we know this guy knows how to kick in the NFL.
We've seen it.
We've seen
2 times
his
a year.
stats, almost every year.
This
he's
guy from
85
Georgia.
percentage and above.
Yeah, this guy from Georgia is hungry
And there
for
you go.
one.
What if this guy from Georgia just beats them both out?
Yeah.
Exactly.
What if he's got the accuracy of Joseph and the leg of Carlson and gets it done? You never know.
I see here it says Joseph, and I quote, Joseph makes the kick in the 49ers game.
I wrote
just
that in the
saying.
script. Just saying. What was that, 41 yards?
41
Carlson
yards,
missed
wide
it.
left.
If Greg Joseph is the Packers kicker
Burned into your retina,
in
isn't
that
it?
moment, I think without a doubt it's in.
Well,
Yeah.
also, if he makes that kick, we go to the Super Bowl, and more than likely would have
Well, it's
actually won
tied
that
up
game.
after that touchdown.
I mean, but we would have had. We would
So
have.
the Packers instead
But we also
aren't-
but we also missed the field goal, so we would have been ahead by 3, and Joseph would have made both of those kicks.
we lost 21 to 24. Did he miss 2 field goals?
He missed a field goal and an extra point.
Oh.
You don't remember that?
He
think I
did miss an
did.
extra point.
Yeah.
So if he
Yeah.
doesn't miss the extra point and the field goal, we're up by 1.
Yeah.
because they make that touchdown, and the Packers can just ball manage or game manage at the end there. That's crazy. I never thought about that.
Yeah.
Well, and if
then
LaFleur doesn't go for it on fourth, that's another field goal that
Well,
shows
that one is also subjective. We're going to restart the whole argument again.
because you can't, you have to. Like it's just like, well, actually, guys.
No, actually, guys. I mean,
The bottom line is the Packers took it toe-to-toe with the 1 seed.
and we would have.
And I will forever hang on to that, and you can't say they didn't.
For a year where everybody thought we were going to be terrible.
The
So I'll
Bears
take
were
it
going
for
to
what
run the
it is.
division.
I'm in the media studies capstone, and that's what my project is. I'm writing a creative writing and speculative sports blog on the Packers season, the off season, and going into next year.
How long is it?
Right now, I think it's 36 pages.
Oh, man.
And you started.
It was
this,
supposed to be 20, and I haven't gotten the fourth blog.
and you started this when?
This past weekend.
Nice.
I wrote it like that. bro.
Keaton, he has a problem. Would you agree? Would you agree, Keaton?
Keaton
Cam.
Does Frankie
Keaton
have
Cam?
a problem
Does
with
Keaton
the
Frankie
Packers?
have a problem?
Is he addicted? Yes or no?
Yes.
Oh, no.
All right.
Guys, I have an addiction. It's just the Packers. It could be so much worse.
You could be a Bears fan.
I could be a Bears fan. Shout out Mateo.
Oh my
I don't know if he watches the show. He might watch the show.
He does watch the show.
Oh, shout out Mateo. What's going on, Mateo?
Good for him.
The Packers also announced they're starting the process of re-signing Jordan Love to a deal, which is going to be massive. Brian Gutekunst said you feel much more comfortable going into a contract negotiation with a guy who's been in your building for 4 years because you know exactly who he is. So, gentlemen, what do you think the contract is going to be?
I think they pay him a good sum of money.
Enough to keep him around
Yeah.
for a
Not-
good amount of years.
I've got 7 years.
Oh,
I already see the look on these guys' face.
7 years? Are you nuts?
It's Jordan Love.
They're not going to break the bank for this guy, first off. I love Jordan Love, but they're going to go 4 years at the most.
You think?
Yes.
Because they never went long with Aaron Rodgers.
Exactly.
His last contract might have been 5, and they extended it once or twice.
See, but they can do that too.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. If he wins the Super Bowl, actually, when he wins the Super
I
Bowl.
like that, Liam.
They will extend it. And then I'd be fine with. But 4 years, everybody's going to look at that and say, you've really done it now. 7 years, man. Are you nuts? Are you nuts?
I've always thought of it this way, too. There's a double-edged sword to the Packers sitting at quarterback for 3 years. There's only one person to look at to prove this theory. But I've thought that with Aaron Rodgers, you saw towards the end of his tenure with the Packers, he kind of got more like entitled.
Yeah.
And that people come here to play with me. You should pay me this. This is what I need from you for me to be happy with you. Because maybe in the beginning, the Packers obviously drafted him, gave him an opportunity, but they didn't believe in him enough to start over Brett Favre, to move on from Brett Favre for 3 years. So do you think there was always a chip on his shoulder from the beginning
I don't really think so.
to the end, and they created their own monster?
I honestly think that when he won the Super Bowl, he was like, I'm never going to leave Green Bay.
Yeah.
And people were like, you're never going to leave Green Bay.
I knew he didn't want to,
And then,
ever.
yeah, and then when 15-1 season, man, should have won a Super Bowl.
Oh, for sure.
There are about 10 seasons I can point to right now that say
should've won the
we
Super
should have won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
He should have had at least 7 rings. He
Yes.
should be tied for Tom Brady.
He
right
should
now.
be.
So I think that along
didn't
the
have a
way, he just got a bitter old man, and it
Yeah.
probably frying his brain with drugs did not help.
No,
that too.
And I see that too, where that bitterness comes in, because I don't think he has anything against the Packers. I know he loved being here. He loves Green Bay.
Front office did
But
make a
it's
lot of questionable
and it's like, do you think
decisions,
there was
too.
just like that unconscious chip on his shoulder where he felt more because of sitting, and then obviously that's a good point about the Super Bowls. So I'm just I want to know what's going to be like from Jordan Love's perspective. Is he going to say like, well, I knew I was this player 3 years ago, so I think
but
you should pay
he's
me.
a different
rightfully
person.
so.
though. That's
He is a different
important. He's
person.
a different person.
I don't think Jordan Love himself would go out and say that.
Yeah.
Maybe years down the line, he'd be like, well, yeah, I was ready to go. But, I mean, for him, I think he's just going to take his time with it and, you know,
They're two completely different people.
yeah.
Yeah, and there's also the argument too that the Packers moved on 1 year too late from Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I would say.
Which
yeah.
people agree with, but I also don't agree with because I think Love with the team last year wouldn't have succeeded as much.
No,
Which I like the fact that his first season was, so good instead of him having to deal with a bad season and a good season, because then you don't know still.
Yeah.
And I feel like it appears that when his confidence is high, he's playing well. But if morale is low, he kind of struggles.
Which is why would you trade away Aaron?
But that's where I was like, well, I'm glad this season was his first, because he can build off of that way more than he could have in 2022.
I agree. I also think that we have to move on because he's got the biggest segment I've ever seen.
Let's do it. Last thing, Packers said they love Keaton Nixon. We all do as well. You should thrive with new kickoff rules, like we said. Thank you for listening to the NFL Update, MLB Update time. This is a page and a half from Brody Kupsky.
2 pages.
Deal with it.
2 pages,
Brewers
actually.
Guru, let's do it.
You had a page and a half a couple weeks ago about NFL, so shut up.
I was backing you there, buddy. I was backing you. He didn't tell me to shut up. Wow. I'll just sit over here quietly.
Love you, Frankie. Anyways, MLB spring training comes to an end on Tuesday during this recording. The Brewers are currently playing the Rockies and losing 6-1, but who cares? Spring training's over. Orioles are atop the Grapefruit League, and the Dodgers are atop the Cactus League. Who's surprised? Opening day is this Thursday, guys. Woo! Yes. Woo! I do have woo in the script. So,
It was Ric Flair. I had to.
Yes, no,
Yeah.
that's a good reference.
Thank you.
It's highlighted with a ton of games. Technically, the season started last week when the Dodgers and Padres squared off in a 2-game series in South Korea. The Dodgers broke the game open in the 8th inning in the first game after an error from Padres first baseman Jake Cronenworth after a ball went straight through his webbing of his glove.
Huh.
I don't know if you saw that. Like, routine ground ball. Straight through the webbing. I feel for the man as a first baseman myself. It's hard to lose a glove like that, especially on just a routine ground ball. The Dodgers won 5-2, and then the Padres went off in the second game, won 15-11. Dodgers pitcher Yoshinobu Yamamoto, who had a ton of hype going into the season, got shelled in the game, only pitching 1 inning. Giving up 4 hits, 5 earned runs, 1 walk, but getting 2 strikeouts. So that's the positive of it. But, like, he had a ton of hype going into this game. So, guys, don't get too hyped about him. I mean, I know it's 1 game.
Trash.
But, like, he had a ton of hype. Like, a ton of hype.
Clayton Kershaw still playing for the Dodgers?
Yes.
Okay.
He got re-signed this year.
I kind of just didn't.
for him.
Yeah, good for him. I kind of
for
just
Clayton
didn't pay
Kershaw.
attention to him a lot.
In that game also, Jake Cronenworth had a 4-for-4 day with 2 runs and 4 RBIs. And a little highlight here, UW Stevens Point Pointers and Milwaukee Brewers legend JP Fireisen, as you can see my nameplate in the front of my computer here, he pitched in the game, giving up 3 hits, 3 runs, 1 walk, and getting a strikeout. He gave up a monster home run to Manny Machado in the 9th inning. That's when I turned on the game, because being in Korea, it's like the game started at like 5 a.m. here. Mm-hmm. So I turned it on and watched a little bit of it at times. But the Brewers are getting ready for opening day against the New York Mets this Thursday.
It's a win.
We'll get to it.
In New York.
Yes, it is in New York. We'll get to that, Liam.
Okay, all right.
So, a couple things here. Not just a couple things. A lot of things. Jackson Troyo makes the opening day roster.
Wow.
As the starting right fielder.
Good for him.
Probably will be the youngest player in the league. He was born in March of 2004.
This is not okay, because I am 2
Old.
years older than this man.
Old.
And he's a professional baseball player.
Old, Frankie.
Yeah,
You're
that's
old.
what I was thinking when I was sitting there
Keaton,
watching
You're
them.
also old.
Keaton's older than me. Keaton's
Keaton
older than me.
Cam. Keaton Cam. Look at him.
Team pouting.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Poor guy. Yeah, Bryce Terang is going to be starting at second base. Joey Ortiz probably is going to be his backup. Question here, though, is who will start at third base? They have a ton of options. They could start Sal Frelick, they could start Andrew Monasterio, or they could put Joey Ortiz there to start on opening day, but I'm pretty sure it'll be Monasterio, I think.
I say Sal Frelick. It's like putting Clay Matthews at middle linebacker. You know what I mean? He's a good player elsewhere, but we don't have one great here.
Yeah,
Move him around.
I get that.
And I think he went to a Pro Bowl there.
Sounds about right. Freddie Peralta is the starter for opening day. It's the first season for him because the last how many years it's been Corbin Burns. So good for him. It probably would be Brandon Woodruff if he wasn't hurt, but Woodruff is sitting out for the season. recovering from, I believe, something with his shoulder. I don't know. He's injured the entire season, but we got him for another year, so it's great. Devin Williams is also starting on the IL for a few months with stress fractures in his back. So who will be the closer? I'm thinking it's Abner Uribe, the young flamethrower.
You gotta have Uribe as a closer.
Dude, he throws hard and he has a great off speed when he throws it. Now he has his issues at times, but he's a young star and
Maybe this is his moment.
maybe it is.
Yeah.
It's going to be him or
They should re-sign John Axford, though.
actually retired, dude. He just retired.
Call him off the couch, Joe Flacco.
Yeah, exactly. Garrett Mitchell is also going to be on the IL. Just came out yesterday. Fractured left hand.
It's the first time you're hearing about it, Frankie?
No, I forgot to say something for NFL. I'll say it really fast.
Okay.
You can now put 2 players on injured reserve before the season starts. Previously,
cool.
if you put someone on injured reserve before the season, they're out for the year. Now you can bring 2 back. Thank you. Cut back to Brody.
Awesome. Garrett Mitchell is on the IL with the fractured left hand. He's going to miss a month or 2. Devastating blow, especially since after last season he was on the IL for pretty much the entire season. Like he started like a few games early in the season, got hurt in mid-April, and then I think was out the rest of the season till like the last few games or something. So it really sucks to lose him, but we got a ton of outfield depth, so I'm not too worried. They may move Sal Frelick back to the outfield, or they might bring up Joey Weimer, who got sent down to AAA. So let's hope that they bring up Joey Weimer, at least for me. I hope they bring up Joey Weimer because I love that man.
Bring him back.
Another thing, catcher Eric Haas might get a shot at the Major League roster. He was a catcher for the Tigers organization for a few years. Had a really solid spring training performance. Pretty much all of spring training. A few hiccups here and there, but you'll have that. The Brewers currently have 2 catchers on the roster already, William Contreras and Gary Sanchez. So maybe they bring up Haas since Garrett Mitchell is on the IL. Who knows? Some notable names to the minor league roster. Jefferson Carroll, a catcher who could potentially move up at some point. Joey Weimer, like I said. Aaron Ashby, who was recovering pretty much from last season from being hurt. And Mequon, Wisconsin born Owen Miller, who
Shout out.
he made the Major League roster last year and had a few good moments here and there. So not surprised about that. A lot of people are not giving the Brewers any hope.
That's not kind.
Will the Brewers finish over 500 on the season? Maybe we'll put a potential bet on it. Ooh. I want to see Liam go through a table, so maybe we'll do that at some point.
Let's do it this way. If they finish under 500, you guys are going to have to do this on the show next year. Under 500, you shave your head. Over 500, you go through a table.
Oh,
We'll look back at this moment in 6 months' time.
Are you down for that?
Bald. I'm talking bald.
Like
I'm talking bald. You might be in the middle of student teaching. Bald.
That'll be in the spring, so.
Oh, so then he can make the deal.
I'll wear a hat. Don't worry.
The Brewers finish under 500. Brody Kupsky will shave his head. Over 500, Liam Statz goes through a table.
Just for his sake, I hope that they go over 500 now. Please. Oh,
I
my
have
God.
confidence.
All right, awesome. Love the bet.
Opening day is at 12:10 Central Standard Time on Thursday in New York at Citi Field. Saw it might rain, but I'm not sure about that. They might not play if it's going to rain, which shout American Family Field for having a roof over their head.
Close the roof.
A lot of, Citi Field does not have a roof, so
Shoot.
could have got a roof, guys. The Brewers' home opener is next Tuesday versus the Twins.
Twins suck.
And a couple other news, big news out of the Dodgers camp. Shohei Ohtani's interpreter, Ippei Mizuhara, was fired for using Shohei's funds from his contract to pay off his betting debts. He stole around $4.5 million from Shohei's funds.
That's insane.
So the story came out Wednesday morning after the night of the first game between the Dodgers and Padres. There's kind of a lot of confusion over the matter. I'm not sure what's right and what's wrong. It's just, from what I picked up from former Major Leaguer Dallas Braden on Twitter, he broke it down. So Ohtani's rep goes on record with ESPN stating Ohtani transferred $4.5 million himself to bookmaker on behalf of Ippei. Spokesperson from for Ohtani delivers Ippei to ESPN for a statement. Ippei says Ohtani never bet and felt bad for him and paid off his debt, so he'd never do it again. Ohtani felt bad for him, just saying. Spokesperson for Ohtani says Ippei is lying after he gives a 90-minute statement to ESPN. Ohtani's lawyers claim a massive theft.
Oh, my gosh.
Ippei then says Ohtani had zero knowledge of his debt or his gambling habit in general. I think he addressed the clubhouse in early Wednesday morning about it. So in the MLB went under investigation of this situation last Friday. On Monday, Ohtani spoke in front of the media, taking no questions, and stating that he never bet on any games and was shocked that Ippei stole money from him.
Crazy.
Shohei was interpreted from Dodgers manager of performance operations, Will Ayrton, in this press conference. So Shohei still uses an interpreter after being in the league for about 5 or 6 years now. So Shohei is still expected to play this season unless more things come out. If it does come out that he was betting, he could maybe get the Pete Rose treatment and get banned for life. But tragic. Very unlikely that he will.
Considering the eyes he brings and stuff.
And the impact that it would have.
Right.
And personally, the memes about it were funny. Every time I check
Dude,
Twitter,
Dodgers fans are praying right now. I need Ohtani, please.
Yeah, it's
They
not
flipped
great,
when they got him.
but who knows? I mean, it's hard to speculate what's actually happening. Another news, Jackson Holliday, the #1 prospect in the MLB pipeline, will start the season in AAA. Holliday went 14 for 45, which is an average of 311, which is really good in this day of age for MLB. An OBP of 354 and an OPS of 954 with 2 home runs, 6 RBIs, and 2 steals during his spring training. I wouldn't say debut, but his major spring training debut.
First time in at least a major league uniform.
Yeah, really could be on the major league level, but he is starting the season in AAA. He'll probably get moved up at some point this season, which, for him, he's #1 overall prospect, but Jackson Troy will be the #2 overall prospect. He's starting on opening day, so maybe the Orioles kind of said that he wasn't fully ready, which it's kind of hard to speculate, but he might be ready at some point this season. Jackson Holliday is the son of former major leaguer Matt Holliday.
Every time you say Holiday, I just think of Drew Holiday. I miss him.
I get that. I totally get that.
Keaton Camp, do you miss Drew Holiday? I know you do. Poor guy.
Yeah, I'm going to assume that he did.
Going
Yes.
through it.
And finally, I don't want to make predictions, but I did make predictions
Let's
for this.
go.
Division winners for the MLB. I picked in the AL East the Rays, otherwise it could be the Orioles or Yankees. AL Central, it's going to be the Twins because the division sucks. So really it could be anyone, to be honest with you. The AL West, it's the Astros, I feel like. The Rangers are a very close second. It could go between those two. Maybe the Mariners make a run for it too. Who knows? The NL East is probably going to be the Braves. The Phillies could steal it if they just don't blow it at the end of the season. The NL Central, I'm going to pick the Brewers because I'm a homer.
Always.
Hard not to pick them.
Always.
The clubs.
Hair's betting on it, too.
The Cubs are a close second, which.
Shut up.
Guys.
Shut up. Yes. Ms. Brody?
And to finish out, the NL West will be the Dodgers because how do you not win the division
Yeah,
with all that
that's fair,
talent that
that's
you
fair.
paid for?
Please don't let them win. That would be so funny.
They
Ohtani.
should run away with it, but then they'll lose in the playoffs.
Oh,
which is
did we have something from Keaton? No?
All right.
Oh, okay, never mind then.
cool,
If Ohtani's betting, though,
dude.
that changes everything.
It could potentially ruin their season, which that'd be great. That's all I have.
Brody, that was awesome. Thank you so much for that very nicely done roundup of the MLB. There'll be more on the show next week, as always. We'll follow up with opening weekend. Going to be great. NBA updates time. There's a line next to in the script here. Did you write that, or was that Keaton?
Must have been Keaton.
What part?
That looks like Keaton.
Next to NBA update?
No, I didn't write that. That's Keaton.
That's Keaton.
Keaton Cam, you've written something. Do you have something to say? If you have something to say, come on the show and say it right here on this microphone. I want to give you this opportunity because I know you're a Bucks fan. Nice.
He waved it off.
All right, so to quote Keaton Waala, Brooke is the GOAT, AJ Green.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah.
Go on.
Finish it.
Do you want me to say this, Keaton?
At this point, you're already halfway
All right,
through.
Keaton Wallace says Brooke is the GOAT, AJ Green's my dad.
I love AJ Green.
Bucks are still second in the Eastern Conference. I don't think they're going to catch the Celtics. They're kind of running away with that. They're sitting at 46 and 25. They won 4 of their last 5 games, which they only lost to the Celtics, and that was without Giannis. And they almost won that.
It was a close game.
It was a really close game. They're pretty hot right now. They won versus the Nets. The Bucks NBA Paint Night is who wrote is that? I didn't hear that.
I saw that.
That's it says your things there.
Cool. They recently defeated the Thunder 118-93. What is Paint Night? Does anybody know?
No,
So
you're the one who wrote it.
I think Keaton wrote that.
It was this. I want to say it was an Instagram account that like does like little drawings or something.
Yeah.
And they like must have did a drawing for the Bucks, and they like kind of took it and
That's
made
sick.
it their own night. And
Well, that's sick.
they like changed their logo on their Instagram page
awesome.
to what they made. It was,
Oh, it's like it's like a child's drawing.
it's awesome. I love that.
Okay.
It's awesome.
Thank you for that tidbit. The Bucks recently, like I said, defeated the Thunder 118-93. Points are well spread, but Giannis obviously led with 30.
We're not going to talk about Bobby Portis.
Bobby Port, you should have seen him in the Celtics game too.
Yeah,
phenomenal.
He went off.
Dude is nuts.
He is,
especially
well,
when
I
Giannis.
shout him out later.
Okay,
don't worry.
okay.
The Bucks play the Pelicans, Hawks, and the Wizards in their next 3 games. And I guess, yeah, the season's just kind of had its ups and downs, twists and turns. But, like, they're really getting it going when it matters right now down the stretch. And if Giannis plays in that Celtics game, I think they win it.
Yeah.
Middleton's been coming along recently. I know he's kind of had a down year, but at the end here, he's actually playing really well. Bobby Portis is playing well, great. We all know they have the pieces. We just don't need that Doc Rivers choke in the playoffs.
curse, man, the
and I
curse.
think we'll be okay. Yeah, getting the playoffs. I think. Did you write this, Liam? Just get no injuries. You said Pat Bev's hurt right now.
Yeah, so somebody put cruise to playoffs, no injuries list, and when I saw that, I had
That
to go
was
check.
Keaton. He's
that was
pointing to
Keaton.
himself,
Yeah,
so
I had to go
thank you,
check
Keaton.
that. So when I saw that, I went and checked our injury list. Pat Beverly is out with a wrist injury.
Gotcha,
Oh,
gotcha.
great.
Well, hopefully he's back in time for what matters, and that's the NBA update. Go Bucks. NHL time. Brody Kupsky. You already did the MLB. Liam Statz, please go into the NHL. Okay.
Thanks, Papa Hawks.
Yes,
I'll take it from here.
I think we're gonna redo that one. I think we're gonna
Keaton
redo the
Wallace says LeBron stinks.
take.
in
Oh,
the script.
oh, okay.
I gave him access to the script today. I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
I messed up.
Yeah,
is great
all
stuff.
right, good
LeBron's the
job.
GOAT. I'm sorry.
Great
All right.
content.
NHL update time. Liam
NHL
Statz.
update.
He
You
has the
shut
floor.
up. You shut up the fishbowl. I'm actually going to reference your team too, so if you want me to, you need to be quiet. All right. 1 month until playoffs. I sometimes forget how long the NHL season is, like unnecessarily so. And then after that, it's like another 2 months of just playoffs.
Yep.
It's
awesome.
It's awesome, sure, but it's like I'm so
Falling asleep
tired.
over here.
Yeah. Current playoff picture. There's nobody's clinched yet. Right now in the East, Boston, Florida, Toronto, the Rangers, Carolina, Philadelphia are all in as of right now. Everybody else is in the wild card except for Columbus. I actually
put that in
they
because
get
I saw
eliminated
they
today?
were eliminated.
today
So.
or
Yeah.
like recently.
I
Okay,
just
well,
saw it today. So.
good job, Columbus. You suck.
See you next
year. Yeah, not really. In the West, Colorado leading the charge. Dallas,
Avalanche.
Winnipeg, Vancouver, Edmonton, and LA are all in as of right now. Everybody else is in the wild card. Well, now including Columbus, as with Columbus, the Blackhawks, Ducks, and Sharks have all been officially eliminated. Yeah,
Why don't I see Las Vegas on this list?
because they're in the
They're
wild
in the
card.
wild card currently, and anybody could be in the wild card at some point.
That's just that everybody
Yeah,
I had a
decides.
moment of hope there that they weren't going to be in it.
Oh, yeah.
Nash-
no.
I was
Nashville's
gonna
in
go,
it.
"Oh."
Nashville's also in the playoffs,
Yeah,
and
but
they're actually doing.
Did they get again? I did this 2 days ago, so if they really did it today, they might have. Well, as of right now, well, the Nashville Predators are 15-0-2 of the last 17 games as of like 2 days ago. That's wild. That is a wild
is-
hot
that's a-
streak.
yeah.
So that means the Nashville Predators went on a crazy run, and so did the.
Here we go. Keaton Wall is answering the script again.
And so did the Milwaukee Admirals, and you know the Admirals are the minor league
Love the
affiliate
Admirals,
of the Nashville Predators. So go Admirals, go Predators. I have a question for you guys, okay? Who is your dark horse contender for the Cup right now? And it has to be no homing, because I didn't include the Knights in this, because I don't think that they, right now, as of how they've been playing, they do not have a shot at the Cup. Who is your dark horse?
Nashville. Just the way they're playing right now, I mean, just phenomenal play out of all of them. I mean, between their two goalies, I mean,
I got to back my guy.
Saros, insane. And their backup, I can't think of his, Kevin Lankinen.
Yes. Yeah, Lankinen.
I watched the one game he started. It was last week. I mean, phenomenal.
Yeah.
Phenomenal play. So between those two and just, I mean, Phil Forsberg playing fantastic as always. Some of their guys stepping up and playing well. Obviously, Yossi being the captain that he is, phenomenal. I think Nashville could do it.
Yeah.
But
all right.
they got to make the playoffs
Would the
first.
Dallas Stars be considered a dark horse?
I would
Tough to
kind
say.
of. It's tough to say right
Because
now.
I
but-
want to back my boy Alex Proctor.
Well, he's a Preds fan.
But he's from Dallas.
But he's a Preds fan.
But he's from Dallas.
You could also back up Plover, Wisconsin legend Joe Pavelski.
Yeah, that would be a better thing.
take
If
that, too.
Alex Proctor hears you say that you're backing up Dallas because he's from Dallas, he's going to
Probably
be
would
mad.
kill me.
Yeah, he's going to be mad
I'm kidding.
at
He
you.
wouldn't do that. Well, I'm sorry.
For me, because I'm cutting Frankie off now. It's
I'll
happening.
take it back.
I've got the Colorado Avalanche.
Keaton added something there for you.
Reverse sweep 0-4. Oh, so they came down from a 4-goal deficit.
Yeah,
Yes?
I think I saw
Okay.
that. Yeah.
Good job, Colorado Avalanche and the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Maple
Okay,
Leafs.
because Austin Matthews is on pace. If he continues to play like this, I think he might reach 70 goals. Genuinely speaking, I think he might.
Has
reach
it
70
ever
goals.
been done?
Yeah.
Yes, several
Okay.
times.
I just didn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
You
been
know-
phenomenal.
I apologize for my dumb
Do
question.
you know who Wayne Gretzky is?
I heard the name.
I would hope you know who Wayne
Okay,
Gretzky
but you
is.
know of him, right?
Of course.
Okay, good. What's his nickname?
I don't know that.
the great one.
The great one, dude.
No, it's LeBron. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, wow. All right. Anyways,
Isn't
awesome.
it- well,
Shut up.
if we're going WWE, isn't The Rock the great one?
I mean, yeah.
That's what they called him? Anybody know that? I'm checked, okay?
I want to throw something at him.
I had a
right
14-hour shoot yesterday. That's not even true.
now. He has 58
like 10
goals,
hours.
34 assists. As of when I checked this, 92 points overall. The man is insane.
He's
So
been phenomenal.
best of luck
100.
to him.
8 more to 100.
And they still
Yeah,
got how many
that's
games
math.
left to play?
So yeah, he's got like another month. We have another month of this. So he will
That's
probably
nuts.
reach 70 goals.
We got the NCAA, though.
Yes. So a
Crazy.
couple of things happened yesterday in Division I hockey. First and foremost, the Badger women's hockey team made it to the national championship. Their 11th appearance overall. They were hoping for their record 8th. They already have the record at 7. They unfortunately fell to Ohio State, 1-0. The final goal came in 7 minutes into remaining in the third period. Both teams played one heck of a game. Ohio State and the Badgers is a rivalry that goes a long ways in the women's division. So, best of luck to all of them. A couple of them, I think, are seniors. They'll probably go to the new Professional Women's Hockey League. Congratulations to them. But they said they'll be back, and I believe it. So.
You know they will be.
Division and actually Big Ten first. Michigan State University beat Michigan in overtime 5-4 to win the Big Ten championship. It is their first chip win ever in the history of the Big Ten Conference, which only is in its 10th year now.
See, like, there's teams you can hate, but, like, when they win their first championship, it's like, well, congratulations.
Yeah, and especially if it was over Michigan. So.
Right.
The Division I Selection Sunday was 2 days ago. Badger men's hockey is in the NCAA tournament. They had the resume to get there. They are the second overall seed. By the way, this is in their region. It goes by region. So this is in the Providence region. They are the second seed in their region. They will face the defending national championship winner and third seed Quinnipiac in Providence. Quinnipiac actually has not been having that good of a year.
Okay.
So, because a lot of those key pieces have transferred and or declared for the NHL. So a lot of them aren't actually doing that great.
Minnesota last year, right? Wasn't
Yes,
it?
11
Started
seconds
out
into
sounding
overtime.
pretty scary, but kind of mellowed out
Yeah,
there.
well,
so.
here's the thing, Frank. Because they're also in a division with Boston College, which is the number 1 team in the tournament,
A.J. Dillon, Boston College.
All great.
and the number 1 team in the nation.
Jeff Halfley, Boston College.
Are you actually listening to what I'm saying right now?
Yes.
Okay. Do you understand what I just said?
No, say it again.
Okay. I'm going to say my other point first because I hate him now. That game is on Friday at 4:30 Central Standard Time. It'll be on one of the ESPN channels, which it's
Shout
not
out.
ESPN Plus, so I'm pretty sure you'll actually be able to watch it on actual
Thank
TV.
God.
It's awesome. I'm not sure about that. Please do some checking around. I'm pretty sure it was not an ESPN channel, though. If they win, they will face the winner of number 1 Boston College or number 4 Michigan Tech. Boston College, number 1 in the tournament, number 1 in the nation.
It'll be a tough.
So
it'll be
Tough road, bumpy road.
to get to the
Cobblestone road.
Frozen Four,
Yeah.
we have to beat defending national champion and the best team in the country. Because as much as I want them to, because they have the opportunity to do the funniest thing in the world, Michigan Tech will probably not beat Boston College. It's probably not happening.
1-2, that's an L for them. We're winning.
Moving on to Division III, because there is no Division II in hockey.
Strange.
UW River Falls women's hockey, like we said, completes the undefeated season, 31-0 to win the national championship.
Crazy.
They defeated Elmira 4-1 on home ice at Hunt Arena here in Wisconsin. Good for them.
Awesome stuff.
Hobart men's hockey repeats, so they won back-to-back. I think
for
that's
them.
their 3rd overall, winning the championship over Trinity 2-0. I really wanted Trinity to win because they beat Adrian, and it was at Trinity's home rink. Northland College may close.
What?
Northern College
Yeah.
is declared bankruptcy a couple days ago and is on the brink of closing.
You're kidding.
No, they need $12 million to stay open. That's their projection. And if that happens, first off, we'd lose a contender in the WIAC, and that would more than likely mean that the WIAC will lose their auto bid into the tourney.
That's terrible.
Yes, that is terrible news for everybody involved.
That's like Finlandia closing. We lose a guy or lose a team in WIAC baseball. That happened last year. We only had 7 teams last year.
Whitewater.
So if you're a billionaire out there, come on now.
we need Whitewater to add a hockey team.
Lacrosse.
Dude, lacrosse before Whitewater, seriously. Like
Both of them, then we have more teams.
Well, yeah, but Whitewater, no, I hate them. They shouldn't get one. Screw them.
Warhawks, I'm kidding.
Oh, I can throw my shoe at you.
I would deserve it. I probably deserve it now.
Yeah.
No, that sucks. That really
Yeah.
sucks. And the only reason I have any partialness to Whitewater is my brothers went there.
Really?
No, that's fair.
Yeah, that's the only reason.
Brothers suck. And you
I love
tell
my
them-
brothers.
You tell them.
I love
said
my
that
brothers.
too. These brothers suck.
No,
for
they
going to-
don't.
That's
for
going to
going to
Whitewater.
Yeah. How'd you go to Whitewater of all places? I even respected lacrosse, but Whitewater, no.
I can't believe that's going to happen, maybe.
Yeah, unless somebody finds $12 million in a suitcase in the middle of the woods,
It's like
gonna
when they
happen.
found that Wisconsin and Minnesota trophy.
the
Oh,
slab
yeah,
of bacon.
that's
Right, and they
Yeah.
just found that, and it's
Yeah.
like, oh, hey, what's this doing here?
The creepiest part about that is somebody kept the score.
Right, it'd be like finding $12 million plus all the interest that you needed. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That it was gone.
So,
Whoa!
hey, if you watch this, right, and you are a rich billionaire,
And
donate to Northland.
And
Looking at you,
you want to keep
America.
Northland around? Go right ahead.
Oh, I have to go look
Pay
at my
money.
lottery tickets in my car to see if I won last night.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
If I won, I will save Northland College.
would you actually?
This guy's
will.
going to stay at Northland College.
Granted, I win like the Mega Million or Powerball, whatever it is.
Yeah,
Not
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
happen. That's crazy. Thank you, Liam, for that crazy news drop to end the show. We'll keep that situation.
I got
close
one
to
last
monitor.
thing. I'm so sorry. I
Do
completely
it.
forgot about this.
Do it. We have the time.
We talked about it before the show. I said we weren't going to cover it, but I do want to cover it because it is so weird that they decided that's what it's going to happen. Michigan State, Western Michigan, and Michigan all play in the same regional with North Dakota. Now, all of those teams have averaged over like 5,000 regular attendance for all of their stadiums. So logically speaking, as anybody would do when you're looking for places that you have all those teams play,
Yep.
you choose a community ice rink that holds 2,500 in the middle of Missouri with no ties to anybody, right? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what you do.
Yeah?
Yeah?
Yeah.
For sure.
It's the right idea.
Right,
should
right
do
idea.
that.
$1,000 is the average ticket price right now. So,
Because they're so competitive to get.
yep.
Yeah.
So many people want to go. If I win the lottery, I'll buy everybody tickets. I'm sending everybody that game.
Which then now raises the question, because this is something we already do in Division II. Why not just have the first Division III? Shoot, Division III. Why not just have the first 2 rounds be the higher seeds arena?
Well,
You should.
I mean, you would think that
Committees,
the,
man.
the Pointers would have hosted a game.
Okay, we're gonna start another argument. All right.
I love how we said this episode is going to be a short one. We're going on an hour right now. It's 58
An hour
minutes.
as
Going on
of
59.
right now.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah.
All right.
Long episode.
That's all I got.
We made it happen. We said off camera it was going to be a short one. It wasn't. Thank you so much for following along with us here. This is actually a really fun episode. We covered a lot, got over a lot. That was so good. Thank you both, Liam Statz, Brody Kupsky, for being on the show with us here. Keaton Waala in the booth. Wave hello, or wave goodbye, rather, to Keaton Waala. Keaton Cam is the greatest innovation to SportsPoint. My name is Ben Frankie Breit. Thanks so much for joining us here on this awesome Wednesday, and we will see you next week.